G'day guys, I'm Mark. Today here at Hare and Forbes Machineryhouse, I'm going to run you through some of these great features of this HAFCO WOODMASTER BP-310 wood bandsaw. It has a 1 horsepower 240 volt motor which is only driven by a 10 amp power supply, which is ideal for your home garage. Now it has a capacity of 305 millimeters maximum in the throat with 165 millimeters in height. Now this height here is adjusted by this rack and pinion mechanism, and it has a lock here to lock it away. So let's adjust it by undoing the lock, sliding up and down the rack and pinion to a height where you are cutting a lot closer to your job to ensure that the blade is straighter. So for this application we'll just set it at say about 75 millimeters. Now also to ensure the blade is straight, it has ball bearing blade guides on the sides, top and as well as on the bottom, with a rear guide roller on the back to keep it supported. Over here we have a cast iron table that's 480 millimeters wide by 390 millimeters deep that also tilts. Here we have an aluminium extruded fence that slides on the left side of the blade. Also can be mounted on the right side of the blade by just swapping over the attachment. The adjustable mitre guide here can slide on the right side as well as on the left side. And this can be stored down below when not used. Now this machine is also set up with a light that's on a flexible arm that can be directed to where you need. So this has a magnetic switch which, when activated, pulls in the coil, and in the event of a power cutout, it actually won't let the machine start up again. So I'll just demonstrate by disconnecting the power and reapplying the power. And as you can see, power is activated again, but the machine has not started up unless I reactivate the go button. So that's a safety feature in itself with an emergency stop.
Now over here you can see that this geared rack is connected to the table, which allows you to tilt the table simply by undoing this locking lever and rotating this dial to what degrees you'd like and lining up your mark.
Over here we have a window that gives you access to see the blade tension guide without opening the blade guard, but I'll open it up so you can have a look. Now this guide here is in millimeters, which refers to your blade width. Now as we tension this up, it changes the size and gives it more tension. Now that's how you quickly set it up. Now in a quick blade change, it has on the back here a lever which quickly releases the whole blade like so, and that has taken tension off the blade, enabling you to change the blade quickly. But once this is all set up, we'll put tension back on and it goes back to your preset. Now over here is the blade tracking knob, which allows you to track your blade from running off the wheel. It also has a lock once you've tracked it to lock it in so it stays in that position. Now while we're on the rear of the machine, we have this little tool holder which holds your Allen keys and a little spanner, and on the side of the machine it has a holder for your little push stick. At the rear of the machine down below we have an outlet for your dust extraction to connect your hose and extract the dust out of the machine. As an additional safety feature, both blade guards, top and bottom, are fitted with micro switches which actually cut the power to the machine in the event of this blade guard opening. So this one is located up here, and the bottom blade guard micro switch is located down here. Now another great feature of this machine, it has 2 blade speeds, 370 meters per minute as well as 800 meters per minute. Now to do this and change the speed is loosen this knob, which takes the tension off your belt, flip the belt over into the next pulley range and retension. You must have tension for the blade to drive. Now up here it has a brush which cleans the wheel and takes the dust off the wheel and keeps the blade tracking by removing the dust. Now down here has slots. Now these slots allows the dust to fall into this little collection tray down below, and that can be removed and emptied at any time. And as we spoke about before, this is the other side where the dust is extracted from the rear. I'll just demonstrate how quick and easy it is to replace the blade on this machine. But before we do that, as a safety, we must disconnect the power, just like so. Now, first thing we must do is remove the fence, loosening 4 little locking tabs underneath, and remove that in one whole unit. Open your blade guards and release the blade, quick release tension. Now, it's just simply as removing the blade straight off the machine. Now, sometimes it can be a little bit tricky to get it out of the guides, but there you have it being removed. Now, I'll just replace it and put it back in. So it's lining it up, just carefully looking where the blade goes, getting it inside the guides, and checking down the bottom as well, all the way around. Make sure the blade hasn't flipped off. Now, that seems quite good. So what we do is we come back around here, put tension back on the blade, and we just hand rotate that up first to retract the blade before switching the machine on. Close the guards, reattach the fence, lock it up. Let's fire this machine up and let's see how she can handle a test cut of 125 by 125 square piece of timber. But before we start, safety first. Now, as you can see, it's not going to go through, so we need to adjust the blade height, and that's simply by rotating and giving it clearance, and then locking it away. Bringing out the push stick. As you can see, that was pretty effortless. So let me have a look at the finish of this. And as you can see, that's reasonably straight and smooth. Now let's cut this 20mm pine down here, about 200 millimeters of width, and then we will demonstrate the optional circle cutting attachment and cut a circle in this area here. So, but before we do cut, as you can see, the last job we had was at 125 high, so we just reduce this down again to bring the blade guide closer to your job by undoing and rotating down. And that gives it a better guide. That's quite simple. Now there's an optional extra you can buy for this machine. It's a circle cutting attachment, which consists of these items, and it's simply used by sliding into this existing bracket at the back here, which holds the attachment, like so, and placing the locking nut in, and this can be adjusted for centers and allows you to cut circles from 110 to 730 millimeters. So let's demonstrate this optional circle cutting attachment by cutting a 200mm circle in this 20mm pine. Now the first thing we need to do is measure our center distance, and that is simply by measuring from the blade to your center point, and because we're doing 200mm, we only need 100mm. Now always the machine must be turned off when doing this. So here we go, we come across here, and as you can see at the moment I've got 125, so we want to reduce that down to 100, and that's undoing the locking nut, sliding the mechanism till it gets to 100, locking it away, Now that is 100mm centres, which will achieve 200mm diameter. Now before we start to cut, we need to find the centre of the board this way, because this way is 100mm, which is set by our gauge. But this way we need to find the centre, so we stay within the board. So that's 260, 130. Now there's our centre mark. Loosen this and drive this into your board, which holds your centre. Now that's got our centre. Now we switch the machine on, and it's as simple as rotate to cut. There we have our disc. I'm Mark, thanks for watching. To find out more detailed specifications on this great product, please visit our website.